Hello everyone, I am Tushar Katarki and I am product manager here at Red Hat with the Red Hat storage team. Today I'm going to talk to you about Red Hat storage for Amazon Web Services or AWS. Whenever you want to run anything on AWS, you need an Army or Amazon machine image. So for Red Hat storage also has an Amazon machine image which has Red Hat Enterprise Linux in it. So what you do simply is that you pick it up from the Amazon catalog and you simply instantiate an EC2 instance with that particular Army. So that gives you your first EC2 instance. Now Red Hat storage is a cluster distributed file system, so you have multiple nodes, and so you create multiple EC2 instances with that Army and you bring them together and that forms your trusted storage pool. Now, in addition to forming the trusted storage pool, the next thing you need to worry about is you need to provide local storage or storage to those EC2 instances. For that, you go to Amazon's EBS. You create EBS volumes and then you attach them to those EC2 instances as is shown here. Once you have that going, you can create a software RAID 0 on all of these EBS volumes and that you run XFS on top of it, which is extended file system. And once you have that file system, that forms the basic unit which is known as a brick, which is the logical unit on which a Red Hat storage operates. You take multiple of these bricks and you create a Red Hat storage volume, and that's what we have done here. So once you have the Red Hat storage volume running, Red Hat storage volume is accessible to applications via multiple methods, POSIX, as well as through RESTful API. The POSIX methods are NFS, CIFS, SMB, and then we have a native interface via Fuse, and then finally we have what is known as object interface too, which is a RESTful interface. What is the advantage of using Red Hat storage in this fashion on Amazon? It allows you to grow or shrink your storage on demand. After all, Amazon is all about on-demand compute and storage. So how do you do that? So in this particular case, let's say we have this Red Hat storage volume running on these two bricks. You can add a third brick and then you can make it a part of this Red Hat storage volume through an add brick command, and then you do rebalance. So once that happens, that storage capacity available to that Red Hat storage volume has just now increased. Other thing you can do is obviously when you do not need that much storage, you can also reduce capacity through the remove brick and rebalance in a similar fashion. All this happens while the apps do not see much of it, they just see the change in storage capacity. Now the other advantage of using Red Hat storage is the high availability and geo-replication, which are built in Red Hat storage and through what is known as synchronous replication and geo-replication, which we are going to talk about next. As you can imagine, in Amazon we have the concept of zones. So let's say these are two availability zones and you have apps running in both the availability zones through a load balancer and a Route 53 DNS gateway that Amazon has, which is basically, let's say, round robining all the incoming web service requests between the two availability zones. Now the advantage of using something like Red Hat storage, if you were to just use EBS, the data would not be replicated, but Red Hat storage has a concept known as synchronous replication. So the data over here that this app writes also gets replicated synchronously to this volume here, and so the data is available in both zones. So if one of the zones becomes unavailable due to whatever reason, then the app running in this zone still has access to this data, and so eventually your users do not see this unavailability of this zone. Similarly, you can extend that concept to what is known as geo-replication, which allows this to happen not only between availability zones but also between Amazon Web Services regions, as you can see here, also between on-premise data center and in AWS public cloud. So the advantage of this is obviously if the data center is unavailable due to whatever reason, you still have data available in your AWS cloud which you have access to. Thank you.